So that little box that pops up on your screen there, you'll have to click got it, clear it out of the way, and we'll get rolling. Sitting at the front edge of the chair, scooting forward so just the buttock bones are plugged in down through the chair to the earth. Chin slightly drawn down, but in an effort to open the base of the skull, lengthen the back of the body. In through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Working on finding that combination of Zhongjung or central upright, and then Chunwon or softening, relaxing any excess activity in the body, letting there be a sort of settling down, a releasing down through the body to the earth. So we're not holding that in our body, but we're releasing it out. And then again, we don't disappear, we don't fall into a puddle. What in fact happens is there's a loosening up of all the relationships through the body, of which there are quite a few, many relationships. When you think about the simple ones in terms of bones meeting other bones, right? Those are sort of obvious, but there's also every single layer of tissue in the body, from the skin to the various layers down to the connective tissue that then goes through all the layers of muscle, tendons, ligaments. So on one end of the extreme, the body could be gripped together, glued together. And in the Taoist philosophy, they say that is what it means to be old, is to be in that state. So it's not a number of years you've lived on the planet so much as this state of brittleness and grip. So the work of Tai Chi Qigong is to counteract that. And those of you that have been practicing for a little while, you probably, hopefully, feel a little bit at least of that freedom and looseness. And so then we just want to upkeep that and increase that. But the initial bit is Zhongjung, central upright, Chunwon, relax the sediment out of the body to the best of your ability. And then note that what's left is a little lighter, a little more nimble, a little more movable. 5 more breaths here. Just playing with that idea or set of ideas. The more relaxed the body, the more freely the breath can enter, the more expanded you can get with each inhale. And also the more you can release out and maybe even squeeze out that exhale. So that a healthy body is a changing body, a morphing body, an opening and a closing, a rising and a falling, a folding and an unfolding, rather than a static state. That which is flowing, allowed to flow. So that's everything from the liquids, but also the more subtle electrical system, and perhaps even more subtle, the energy, the chi. Now we go into our mobilization movements. Hands slide back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, look up. And slide hands forward, drop the head, round the back, open the back. Sliding hands back, opening the front, and closing the front, helping to open the back. 2 more. Practice using only your hydraulics to move the body. After you finish that last one rounding, come back to neutral and rotation. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turn. And then switch. Turn. And switch. Free movement. Looser and looser with every round. And noticing that eventually, the looser you are, the larger the movement. So it's kind of a paradox. It's like you feel on some level you're doing less, but capable of more. That's a way of thinking about training of Tai Chi. Now, come back to center and let's do our lateral, leaning, almost falling out of the chair, right arm long, left hand coming up right by the chest, armpit area, and then switch, leaning, tilting, and switch. And switch. Free, loose, light, liquid. And back to middle. Shoulders. Shoulders go forward, then up, over the top, back, and down. And we'll do that a few times. Shoulders forward, up, over the top, back, down. Do that a few more times. And we're just loosening up the relationships. Shoulder blades have some 9 or more different muscles attaching in all different angles and trajectories, so they can get very bound up. Let's reverse the flow. Shoulders back, up, over the top, down. So we just don't want to let chest, shoulder blades, upper back become barnacles, adhesions, and top heavy body weight stuck. Two more. And then let's try this slightly more difficult version, alternating. So it's one, let's say your right shoulder going forward and up. Now, as this shoulder goes back and down, the left shoulder comes forward and up, back and down, forward and up, back and down. So off kilter, off rhythm, but connected. And reverse, forward, or backward if you already did forward. And down. Bring your legs a little closer to each other. Arms forward. Notice how they're forward but still down. I didn't lift them up. They stay down as they go out, around and behind, come in close, forward, around. Now we add the spiral. So as the hands come forward, internally rotate, turn the thumbs down. And then as you make your way around, the hands should spiral now to external rotation. And then they internally rotate and they're back to that thumbs down and around. Now, level 2, internal rotation. Bring the hands up about chest height. Open. Come down the backside, palms facing forward. Notice there's much more room out in front, but a little bit of room behind. But we still want to get, just a little bit behind the body, but not yanking them back. And we want to get all this movement out here, and then just that little bit back here. Take that one twice more. Now we'll go to level 3, where it's all the way out, all the way up. Keep coming up, over the top, down. And then spiral, closing in front, staying closed. And then opening, coming down this back side. Again, 2 more of those. Level 3. All that space, interior real estate that we want to open. And back to level 1, arms come back a little behind. Note we stay low, but we open. Come around, internally rotate, swinging arms back a bit behind, come around, swing. Around. These are great movements to get an experience of hydraulics. They're not highly complicated movements, and they're able to just be sort of yielded through. So stay loose. Now level 2, coming up the back to about chest height, all the way closed, backs of hands towards each other, down, up the backside, cross, down. Up and down. And up over the top, level 3, up and over, down, back, up and over. Real estate, interior space between all the relationships of all the joints, but as I was saying at the beginning, between every layer of tissue, between it, even the cells. They found there's this interstitial fluid, which means in between the spaces between the cells. That's very microscopic, right? All right, now bring the hands up, elbows down, out, all the way up. And down to the side, around in front, and squeeze. Down and out and up. And down. Squeeze. So even when we are contracting and putting a little bit of force, like here we're squeezing, but the end result is relaxed. Right? So everything is aiming in the direction of subtraction, dissolving, releasing, yielding, opening up space. Now, elbows back behind you, right? And then we go down, forward, up. Elbows pointing to the sky, and then elbows forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. 2 more. And elbows out to the side, one above the other. Hug your own body, squeeze, elbows out. Switch, hug, open, hug, open, hug, and open. Elbows down, arms out 90-degree angle, turn palms down, up, down, up. Just the forearms, pronating, supinating. Then palms up, hands out, elbows stay in close to body rather than getting way out here. That forces this opening here. And then hands coming in, elbows out, around, and in front should force a hollowing, folding, and this internal rotation at the shoulder. And then external rotation that induces this lift. Internal rotation, hollowing, folding. Open. Hollow. Open. Now stay open. Step your feet wider apart. This does a couple different things here, but the quad, the groin on either side here. So as you take your left hand up, turn and come across and reach, try to touch hand to hand, feel that left quad or groin open. Then come back to the middle and let's come up and over. Feel that right quad open and cross, open, open. And we're back to middle. Both hands up, cross, turn palms down. They fall between the legs. Then we cross, open, cross, close, and release. Open. Bring everything back to this neutral. Then wrists, fold over, scooping under and point forward, rotate palms up, over, under, circles. And reverse, under, over the top, rotate so palms face down, and then they're ready to come under, over the top, rotate, and then flow. And hands turn, palms forward, spread, gather, spread, gather, spread, gather, spread, gather. Spread. Now soft claw into a cotton fist. So a light fist, not too compressed. Open, claw into a fist. Open, claw into a fist again. Sorry, hold on. To make sure everyone's muted. Okay, claw into a fist and release. Now the bird beak, thumb touch pinky. 3 fingers go to the thumb and pinky and bend the wrist down. Little bird beak, open and bring it back up. Bird beak, up, open. Beak, open, beak. Now the monkey paw a little bit different. I'll just do one hand first. So notice these fingers are not tucked under. They're long, but they're fully wrapped and gathered. So do that with both. 1, 2, 3. And then these are left over. Keep them long and like little chopsticks coming together. So bend down and then open, pinky ring, middle, and monkey paw. Open. Back. And release. Scoot back in your chair. So you're very stable. Load, push, reload, down. Load, push, reload, down. A few more. Foot and ankle range of motion. One leg out, point, flex, point, flex. Invert, evert, little tilt, tilt, tilt. Circle. Reverse, circle. And down, other leg out, point, flex, point, flex. Invert, evert, little tilt. Circle. Reverse the circle. And down. Scoot forward again so you're all the way at that front edge. Legs pretty close together. Starting with your left leg, lift the toes and turn knee and toe out. Then the heel goes out, knee comes in. So you're in this internal rotation position. Then toe out, knee out. Feel that quad open. Heel out, knee in. You're just internally rotating in that space. Make sure the knee isn't feeling funky. And then finally, this should be about your maximum. Toe up, leg open. We got this open hips here. And then internal, bring heel in, knee out. That's external rotation. Toe in, knee in, internal. Heel in, knee out, back to neutral. Do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. And in. 1, 2. From the hip, boom. Other leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. In, 2, 3, 4, and once more. And hold. In. Both legs open, then heels go out, knees in, closed, and open, and then walk them in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Legs back to hip distance, hands on your thighs. Fold from the hips, turn the elbows out and around. Hip hinge and then sit up and then lean back from the hips. So just as much as your chair allows, opening up the hip crease and then sitting upright from the hip crease and then folding from the hip crease. So we get very clear on how to have the primary moving part be where the hips and legs meet each other. So that relationship that can get very stuck or very sort of disconnected in a sense, or not liberated in a sense. And then let's do that same movement, but with a wide stance. The dragon takes a bow. Elbows are out. Bow. right in through that space and then sit up. Arms are neutral, lean back a little bit. Sit up. So legs again are wide apart, so we have this space to fold down through. And then we're sitting up and leaning back. One more. The dragon takes bow. Up. Now, as you're up and leaning back, tip to the right buttock, turn the chest slightly right, bow, sweep across, over to the left, around. Prime mover is the pelvis. Everything else is along for the ride. And reverse. And we're back up to neutral. Legs closer together, arms hang, wing, turn palms up and reach. Now reach right arm higher and then relax left arm higher. Again, the relationships. So that's what we're really working on, is trying to get the ideal relationships between the moving parts rather than having them be glued and stuck. And so this is that final shoulder blade movement, upward rotation to get that extra reach. And then we're back to neutral, both arms, up, 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 up. And then sweep out like wings, down and alongside you. Now we go forward, up, and then lift the chest, arch the back, and just hold that invigorating back bend. And then bring the arms forward, down, and alongside you. Hands on the thighs, head and neck, chin down, forward, and then up. Do that movement a few times. Down, forward, up, forward. After you go up that last time, then come back to level, looking straight ahead, turning right, middle, turning left. Just try to open those spaces, open up those relationships between the skull and the neck. Once more to your second side, I think it's your left. Back to the middle, then lean the head, tilt it. And then back up to center, tilt. Remember, don't turn the head, tilt it. Be able to discern between those movements. And then pause in the middle, let everything relax for a moment. We're going to do circles. Now, a lot of times when people do circles, see if you can see the difference here. A lot of times people end up doing this, right? But what we want to do is this. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but in one of them, I'm turning and turning and turning. In the other, it's like on a gimbal. Right? This sort of bobblehead quality here. And so just play with that idea tip to one side, lean it back a little bit, roll it, tip it forward, roll it. You see if you can get some quality of ease through that rolling. And just remember the Taoist point about the body. There's less room in the back, but there's a lot of room in the front. So don't crank your head and neck back too far, but do allow for that room in the front. Let the head go forward and down, roll across. And then, of course, there is some room around the back, but just don't jam it. On this last time around, in whatever direction you're going, that's your first direction. As you get around to the front, let your head just hang in front. And then bring your head back up to the middle and go the other way. Whatever that other way is for you. Loose. And as you're moving the head in the bobblehead circles, can you relax through the rest of your body? Notice if you're gripping, if you're clenching. Eventually, you want to feel like your liquid body below the head is just totally at ease. Totally released. Maybe 4 or 5 more. And make your next one your last one. Let the head fall in front and just hang in front when it gets there next. And then rising up to center. Make your soft, gentle monkey paw. Retract the arms in. Have them close to each other. And then push forward. Keep this folded wrist position. Push out through the back of the wrist. Retract, keep that folded wrist position. Forward, back. Forward, back. One more. Forward, back. Now, from this closed retracted position to an open retracted position. So we're still retracted in, but we're now open. Close, open, close, open. Now from the open position, extend, retract, extend, retract. When you retract, don't retract to the closed position. So we're still open here. Tendency is for people to come to here. Open, retract. Now, extend, close, open, close, open, close, open. Now we're going to make the circle. So it's close, retract in the closed position, open while still retracted, extend, wrap it around, retract, extend, around, retract, open, extend, round, reverse. Open, stay open as you retract, then close, extend while closed, open, retract, close, extend. Keep that bent wrist position, that little light monkey paw. Push out through the back of the hand, back of the wrist, open, retract. Last one. And close, release. Shogun, wing, roll, Fold over top, settle everything to the middle. And arms loose. Slide your feet back a little. Fold at the hips, arms loose and hanging. Pour the weight into the legs, push through the feet. Come all the way up to standing nice and tall. And then push the hips back. Sink, land. And we'll do it again. Fold, standing up. Fold, sitting down. One more time. Fold, standing up. Now do a few where you don't sit in the chair. So it's this Tai Chi squat. And the goal here is to eventually, using the sitting to get low. Fingertips touch the floor, toes, possibly even the floor. And then come back up. So one of the things I want us to be practicing over time is this movement here. Watch me do it. Watch me do it once, where we're going butt back, sinking. We're getting low, so I can touch the floor. Now I tip into my toes a little, crawl out on my fingertips a little. So I'm kind of animal position, all fours, and then walk back and stand up. And we want to be able to execute that in total hydraulic relaxed state. So don't force it, don't put yourself at risk, but know that eventually we're trying to open a pathway. We're blazing a path to almost transform into an all fours creature here, where now we're down on hands and feet, and then we push our way back up and stand all the way vertical. So don't force that, but work on that. Down, loose, walk back, slowly up to stand. All right, now we're standing. Qigong, this one Qigong before we do our Tai Chi. So notice you're standing, you can tip a little bit towards your toes. And back to the middle, and then you can just tip just a little bit towards your heels. And start this forward and back movement. Can be very small, keep it safe. Now let the arms swing a little bit forward. Now, as you rock back, the arms swinging back, turn the palms forward and let them rise out. Feel the opening through this space. Go to your toes and sweep the arms around and reach out in front at about your mouth height. Then bring the hands in as if you're drawing something in the mouth as you're rocking back to your heels. Then rock to the middle of the feet, the hands settle to your belly, middle, and then the butt goes back a little bit. Sit the butt, let the arms soften long, and feel that opening across your whole back. And then push through the earth and stand up tall. Let's do that a couple more times. Rock to the heels a little bit, arms swing back and open. Rock to the toes a little bit, sweep those arms way out, palms face up. Rock to the heels a little bit, hands come in the mouth. Rock to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the middle. The butt goes back a bit, sit the butt, arms soften long. The arms stay long and relaxed as you push through the earth, standing back up to the middle. Rock back, rock forward, rock back, rock middle, Tai Chi squat. Stand up. And Shogun, wing, roll, palms up, over the top with the hands, settle, middle embrace. And Tai Chi. Cross hands, they come down. Rising hands as if painting the front wall with the back of your hands. Then that little change through the joints and tissue. Hands come down as if painting with fingertips. We'll do that a few times. Round, up, and then that little change over, then down. Rise. Sink. Rise. Now, as your hands come down, low cradle. Hands scoop in front of the groin area. Open, crane. Hands change subtly and sweep back down. Open. Down. Two more. Embracing the moon, wings. Right hand comes up over top as left hand sweeps under, top and bottom of ball, towards each other, away, around, one over top, one underneath, towards, away, one more of each. And both arms down. Now scooping up, this rising quality, the whole body straightening, almost like locking the knees, but feel how you're not uprooting yourself, you're just straightening the body. And then turn the palms over and settle. This is on, sinking, sinking, sinking down to the earth. Let everything get all the way through the feet to the earth. And then again, scooping up, this pung, rising quality through the body. Turn the hands over and then just practice settling, softening, that chunwon, that sinking, that quality of rooting down solidly through the earth. And then rise. Pung, sinking, on. One more time, pung, rising up, and then prepare for G or forward. So as your turn your palms to face forward, elbows end up a little behind you. Push, and again, remember forward has to have that quality down to have a good quality push. Hands wrap around the backside, draw back towards you. Turn the hands, push. Hands wrap around, return. Push. Turn. Push. And return. Left hand push. Soft little rotation. Left hand turns to face the body, right hand turns to get ready to push. One push, one draw. Simultaneous change of hands, push, draw. Simultaneous change, push, draw. Push, draw. Push and draw. And Gail, notice this hand when it comes back here. And then they just change. Turn that right hand to face forward. There you go. Now push and draw. And now the hands will change again. Both of them. Very good. Change. Change position. Last one. Both hands back. Down. And change your weight to your left leg. Turn slightly left. Let the hands migrate over to the left. And then change your weight to the right leg. Turn from your middle. Sweep the hands across. The bear, washing paws in the stream. So remember, the bear is solidly rooted and connected to the earth. Even as you're changing one leg to the other, you're not losing this feeling of, really powerful connection to the ground. Continue and get a little more sophistication through the hands that rotate, brush, sweep, and then rotate, brush and sweep. And as the tissue and joints open, then start to let that sweeping hand go out around a big circle and then come in close. The bear swirls the stream. Then there's a brush knee while the other hand now swirls. Shift, turn. Then let that buoyancy creep through the body. Now we've got the low jumping fish, so that hand rises a little bit, comes across with the palm facing sideways, and then rotates, turns over, drops into the water. We're just adding sophistication, adding subtlety as we go. But all the bear movements are, again, kind of lumbering movements of a bear. Big, round. But they're fantastic for helping us feel grounded, get this strength, but also this freedom of movement. Now a little higher, sweep up and over. Sweep up and over. That higher jumping fish. And let's all go over to your right leg. I'm in my left, your right. Right arm wing, roll, fold. Now that a little more sophisticated movement here. Make sure you've bent at the right elbow. Hand is loaded up, just like we had when we were doing push. It's loaded. And we're going brush knee down low, way down low. The right hand is pushing across the upper level. They continue to get all the way to the end of their reach and then fold left elbow and drop right hand down so it's outside the hip. So don't keep the right hand up too high. And now we've got brush knee down low, push up top, brush and push. Then make sure that left arm drops down, right hand, bend elbow and fold. So we're all ready and prepared, but things are still over here as this left leg is empty. And then it's change the weight, turn, brush and push. Let it flow, flow, flow all the way to the ends, but keep your ground. Then they fold back in and return to this ready position. Shift and turn and allow that flow through, all the way to the fingertips. Long reach without pulling you off your center. And then they return into this ready position. So they're coiled up. Then from the coiled up position, they express. From the end of the expression, they return and they're back to coiled and ready. And then they're ready to go across. Other way. Brush, knee, and push. Brush, knee, and push. One more each way. Changing leg to leg. And turning from the quad or the groin and from the low back spine or the mingmen. One more time across. Now, golden rooster. Again, this is where you might want your balance implement nearby. Bring your left foot slightly behind you with toes turned out 5 degrees. Change your weight into that left leg and put your right foot out in front, toe touching. Left hand down low, right hand up high. So this is where you could have this hand on a little walker or a countertop so that you might practice this bit. If you don't have that or that feels too dangerous, just keep the toe down. But this is what we want to do over time. This is the golden rooster. And then let's flow the exercise. Bring that right foot down, toes turned out as you change the weight. Then right hand descends, left toe touches the floor, or left knee lifts. Set the left foot down, no body weight. Change. Left hand descending, right toe touch or knee lift. Right foot descends, nothing changes up top until the foot is ready, and then the change of weight accompanies that change through the body. And foot down, no body weight change, and then as you change, rooster. Foot down, change, rooster. 2 more each side. One more each side. Now, bear washing paws. Go back to that first simple exercise. And then as you shift to your right, let's turn it into play with clouds. Left hand sweeps the lake, floats up, and is a cloud in the sky. Right hand is down in the water. Change the weight to the left leg, turn cloud across the sky and sweep across the lake. Then the cloud rains down as the lake vapors up. They change positions. And then we're changing leg, turning from our middle pivot, cloud, lake, vapor, rain. Shifting, turning, cloud and lake, vapor and rain. Cloud, lake, vapor, rain. This added challenge. As you're over on your left leg, right leg should be empty. So as your hands are changing, bring your right foot in and then step it back out without any weight change. Then shift, turn, cloud, lake. As the hands are changing, bring that left foot both in and out without any change of weight. And then shifting, turning, cloud, lake. Don't forget the lake hand. It's got to come across. Got to come across. So that it's ready for that exchange. And now pay attention to both hands, the cloud and the lake. And then the vapor and the rain and the left foot. Stepping in and out. And then shifting and turning with both hands in your awareness. Then bring the foot in as your hands change position. Make sure one goes down and one goes up. Shift and turn. Vapor and rain. Cloud and lake. Vapor and rain. Now, wash your paws. Starting from the top of this little series, let's just let each round change a little bit, and let's go through all those movements. So we've got bear washing paws. Little by little, that movement is growing. That sweeping hand is sweeping a little more out in space. Eventually, it becomes the swirling of the palm. Swirling. Again, if I turn sideways, you can see how the hand is way out, coming around, and then it's in close. And then this hand is way out and in close. Then it becomes the low jumping fish. Little lift, and then it falls down into the water as this one lifts a little, brush, snatch. Then the middle jumping fish. Higher jumping fish. brush knee and push on this next one. So now we just allow for that fold, brush, push, let them orbit all the way across, return to the ready, brush and push. And remember in the feet, because it looks like maybe a few of you are doing some kind of lurching and really going for it, my feet don't move. So I'm only going as far on the internal real estate that I can. And that is key to inducing the impact and the effect that we want, is having at least the idea that we're not trying to lurch out of our feet, but that we're trying to find the movement in the other relationships, in the quad, the hips, the groin, the back, and all the tissue through the body. Golden rooster. So whatever your empty foot is, you step it a little bit behind. Rooster. Down. Change. Rooster. Down. Change. Rooster. Remember that the leg comes up, goes down with nothing changing in the rest of the body, and then only when we shift do we go through that simultaneous chain. The foot comes down, nothing changes. Then when we change the weight, that's when it changes. Now here, keep that right hand up. Step your right foot out to the right and turn your right arm into a cloud. And let's go right into cloud hands. Bringing left foot in if you want to add that challenge, back out. In, out, cross. In, out, cross. And wash your paws. Pause in the middle. Change the weight to your right leg. The heel of the left foot still on the ground. Pigeon toe. So turn from that left hip. Change the weight and turn your body now to face the right side of your room. Then turn back to face forward. Pigeon toe both feet, but note the weight stays in the left leg for a moment. Then it changes to the right leg. Then we turn from our middle and we're facing left side of the room. Turn back to square, pigeon toe both feet, but the weight stays in the right. Then the weight changes to the left. Then we just turn the pelvis, turn the leg, and relate to the right side of the room. And pigeon toe, shift, turn. Now here, as you're turned open to the left, float left arm straight, right arm up, elbow is bent. So we're not two straight arms. So this is called play guitar in that sense that there's one hand up here on the fretboard and one hand here down strumming. But don't think about like I'm actually playing the guitar. It's just like a general relationship idea. Turn your palms down as the hands sweep down, calling that pet the tiger. Pigeon toe both feet. The hands come across in front, change the weight to the left leg, and then float the arms up on this side. So whichever your empty leg is, that's the longer arm, and that other arm is a little closer into the body. Play guitar. Turn your palms down. Pet the tiger, pigeon toe both feet. The weight is still in that left leg. And then you change the weight and turn and just let the body swing up to play guitar. Pet the tiger, down, pigeon toe, change weight, turn the body, play guitar. Tiger, pigeon, change. So again, initially there's some choreography learning curve of like, what are we doing? But once you kind of generally understand it, then it's about the how, trying to get it to be a softening, a releasing down, completely relaxed, and then staying relaxed as you let them float up to this other side. And then pigeon toe, change this way. Pigeon toe, change this way. I want to add one more today that comes out of this. So, pet the tiger down, and then bring this right hand up and have it sort of in the push position. As this hand here, the hand is right in front of the groin area, sort of a protecting position. The shoulder, so this is shoulder strike. Change the weight into your, should be your left leg. This right hand is in close to the body, kind of protective around the face. Lower hand, your left hand should be in front of the groin. And there's a shoulder strike, but note we're not lurching out of our feet once again. We're actually going down through here and letting that be what the solidness of the shoulder strike, how we get that shoulder strike solidness. So now, shift back into your right leg, keep this hand up, and then shoulder strike. Boom. So think practically, if you were if someone on BART was a little close to you, you had to get yourself a little room, you don't want to lurch yourself. You want to be grounded and just buy yourself some space, this shoulder strike. So this is the energy called cow or crowding. So you're crowding into the space of someone who's crowding you, and it's to the degree that you're nicely connected through the earth that this is effective and you don't lose your balance. Crowding, shoulder strike. All right, now come back into your right leg, pigeon toe, play guitar this way. Pet the tiger. Let your left hand float up over top and prepare, and then shoulder strike or cow, crowding, and back. So this foot is empty, and all we're doing is just establishing ourselves here in this position, and this shoulder strike would be effective, more effective than if we were, like I said, lurching, coming up out of the ground. Instead, we're coming underground and just being in this space, crowding into that space. Crowd. Back. Crowd. Back. Crowd. Let's do 3 more on each side. So come back, make your play guitar, change the play guitar, and then crowding. Hands, crowd, back, crowd, back, crowd, back. One more, crowd. And then we play guitar, change guitar, hands come down, left hand up, crowd. Now again, we don't want to overextend this hand. We're not pushing. This is here, just in the space. We're also not, again, lifting our shoulder or doing anything. We're just in this position and then changing, changing back. Changing, changing back. Changing, changing back. Last one. Cow. And play guitar. Bring it back to center. Rock back, hands float up, around, draw back. So this is that sync chi wash organs. It's like a reset. We're resetting the correct flow, the ideal flow. After having let the chi out and played with it in very specific ways, we did this pose, that pose. We want to remember that the ideal is just to have everything flowing, healthy rivers, unobstructed. Shogun, wing, roll, fold over top, settle everything to your middle. Seal, one hand over navel, other hand over that hand. 3 breaths, just let everything be soft, at ease. And thank you, everybody. Well done. We'll Taoist bow, thumb, fold. All right, make sure you know where your chair is as you go to sit down. And if there's any thoughts or questions, feel free.